Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Books, Scares, and Prayers. My name's Leslie, and sorry the lighting's weird. The sun's coming in. Uh, this is really weird. We are here for another double tag Tuesday. Maybe I'll use this. No, this is not good. We're off to a great start. A CG rated books tag me in my beautiful books tag. I don't even know if I have an answer for everything, but I'll definitely try. Ginger's over here off to the side, giving herself a bath. Hopefully, I didn't disrupt her too much. So here we go. As a book reader, book collector, or both, have you bought books simply because of the way they look or are designed? Books can be beautifully crafted. Well, the My Beautiful Book Books Booktube tag addresses such an inquiry about our shared hobby. So thank you so much, CG Rated Books, for tagging me. I'm sorry, it's been a couple of months. I didn't forget. I just was trying to figure out where I could cram this in. So yeah, apologies for the late response, but here we are. Better late than never. The first prompt is a book you bought because of the cover design and wonder. Let me see. I do have one. I think that's a paperback. Is it? Is it? If I could find it. Mexican Sorcery, a practical guide to Brujeria de Rancho. I thought that was kind of cool. I have a whole stack of books up here. I've talked about it before. It's just this collecting dust. I haven't gotten to them yet. But this is one of them. And this is like struck me. There's like so much movement to it. It does feel a bit gothic. And I can't wait to read it whenever I do. It's gonna be a while, but it's gonna be on the shelf until then. But I was definitely taken in by the cover. A favorite design of a series. I don't really have one, but I still wanted to answer this, so I'd say maybe Game of Thrones, um, or that's a first book. So, A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. Martin. I like the old paperback covers because they just remind me of like fantasy of the time, like when he originally wrote the books. I like old sci-fi covers. I like that really old fantasy covers. I just think they're kind of cool, and so those really strike me as my fancy. Uh, the third is Beautiful Dust Jacket. A lot of these could fill the prompts, but I just grabbed a bunch of books and was like, something's gonna work. Anne Rice's The Vampire Armand. Um, when this book first came out, I grabbed a copy. I don't know where it's at. Maybe I gave it away at some point. Um, but recently I picked up this copy, which is also a first edition from a secondhand bookstore that I really love. And it even has those what do you call it? The frayed edges. I know there's a term for it. I just don't know what it is. But I love it. And I remember loving this book when I was younger. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it now that my brain is fully developed. It might feel differently, but I've always been struck by this cover. And there's a nod to this art piece in the Talamasca show. Um, that I really like, but I'll leave that there. All right, so that was regarding the dust jacket. Um, for naked hardback, gorgeous with or without the dust jacket. Naked hardback. Look at I don't think I think all the naked hardbacks are like I don't think I have one that fits the bill. I know that there are some covers or special editions, I'm thinking, that will do something like that. I don't know. Yeah, they're all pretty plain. So I'm gonna kind of cheat. I feel like I'm just repeating the other prompt. Let me see. No, they're all. I like this one, but that's more about a dust jacket type of thing. Because it's a hardcover and it's just like it's like super plain. I don't know. So I feel that prompt. I don't really have an option, but I mean, just to not give the correct answer, I love this illustration so much on this cover. This is a very cool illustration. Okay, beautiful paperback. Oh, paperback. For someone like me that loves paperback so much, I don't know. Do this. I have this one. This isn't really about this being beautiful. I just think it's kind of badass. Does that count? There's Pizza Girl. I still have not read it. It's about a character that's a hot mess, and I also identify as a hot mess. So I that's why I picked up the book. But I just like this cover. It's like even the car is red and on to pizza. Okay. The next prompt is a nonfiction book with a beautiful cover. I'll share two. This to be so this is nonfiction, so I guess it could be either one. I did like In the House of the Interpreter and Dreams in a Time of War, both by Gugi wa Thiong'o. And I thought that was really cool. I hope they're not all like that. I have one other book of his nonfiction memoirs that's like this, I think, somewhere on my shelf. But I just like the artistry. I like it feels like a very like a cutout copy and paste type thing, but I like that. I think that's really cool. It's like collage. It's collage, right? And that stood out to me. So, um, let me see. All right, the seventh one. Did I already go through all the other ones? I did. A book with great end paper and spine. Ooh. I'd have to say Moonblood by Brittany S. Lewis, which I haven't read yet. I get a chance to meet the author at like an author talk, which I never know what to say of these things. I'm terrible at talking. Look how beautiful. Gosh, that's like so cool. I don't have many books like that. That's not really it doesn't matter to me if a book's like pretty or not, I guess, but that's just how the book was published. And I really wanted a copy because I was interested in this book. But I love it. I love even the cover itself. It's like so cool. I love that one. Did I answer all the prompts? Oh, yeah, I guess I did. Yeah. I don't know if this counts as like a beautiful spine, but none of my other spines I have here really work. How about this spine? I have Witches by Brenda A. Lozano. Um, and this is a spine because it has little wings. I don't know if you can see it. Does my camera do this justice? Probably not. But there's like a bird woman on the front. I just kind of see the wings on the side. So that was cool. But that's as creative as it gets on my shelf. All right, so that's the end of that tag, my beautiful books tag. Thank you so much, CG rated books, for tagging me. So this is a double tag Tuesday. So I was also tagged by Beyond Books. I love their channel. So thank you for tagging me in the big 6-0 book tag, celebrating 60 years of reading. So that was pretty cool. It's an original tag created by Suey at Suey Book Blather or Banter. Sorry, Suey's Book Banter. And so I thought that was really cool. It's in celebration of their 60th birthday. That's very sweet. So in Suey's tag, they wrote, I have decided instead of dreading the big birthday I have coming up this month, I will celebrate it with a series of bookish videos here on their channel. Up first is the original tag, the Big 60 book tag to celebrate 60 years of the love of reading. I hope you all join with me in doing this tag. Isn't that sweet? I like that. So thank you so much for the tag. And this is just really sweet. All right. So the first prompt, what is a comfort read you will never outgrow? I wish I had a better answer than the one that I have because I just don't feel like I'm giving much variety, but it will always be Amelia Bedelia for me. It's just so funny. Um, and just it tickles me endlessly, like the wordplay. I'm into like the old, like original version. I know that there's like another, I don't know, version of like Amelia Bedelia, but they're like the age of a kid. And when I read those ones, I've tried and it just doesn't hit the same. I don't know why. But it's just someone that really plays with language in such a literal way. It was just always fun for me. 2, what is a book that was published in the decade you were born? You know what's published that I still have not read? I've only seen the animated movie adaptation is Akira. Akira is a manga, and I don't know how, I don't even know how many volumes it is, but that was published in the 80s. And at some point, I'd love just to dig in because that was one of those movies that was just like so graphic, so wild. But even now, I could see how it makes an impression. Um, that manga makes an impression on modern day like movies. What was it called? There's a movie Looper by Ryan Johnson, and there's a certain scenes that I saw in that movie, and I immediately thought of Akira. Um, Stranger Things. I know there's so many influences for Stranger Things. I don't think I've seen anyone ever mention Akira, or maybe they haven't come across my YouTube feed. But there are moments that I just immediately think of Akira. So, 3, what is a book you would rate 6 stars in a 5-star rating system? I've had some great reads this year. I'd have to say The Reader by Bernard Schlink, who I buddy read with Bree from Bree Reads. Uh, it's a fiction, a work of fiction, historical fiction in a way. And it's really like a reflection of post Holocaust in Germany, um, and really talks about, I think it's talking about like how does a generation of people reconcile with something that you can never reconcile. It's a really beautiful book, and it really just took my breath away. And I'm actually really glad I buddy read that with somebody because there was just so much to discuss. 4, what is a favorite book from your 6 most read genres? I don't think I play enough as far as variety of genres. Um, so I'm going to really have to think about the different books that have made an impact for me. So one that I probably frequently mention is A Little Devil in America by Henny Federici. He's genuinely solidified himself as like one of my favorite authors. There's Rainbow Milk. I don't have the book in front of me, but so I don't remember the author's name. But Rainbow, oh my goodness, Rainbow Milk is a work of fiction, um, and it takes place in the UK. I want to say the main character is like British of Jamaican descent, I believe. Um, and that was a really great read. I hope I'm not messing this up, but it was kind of like I want to say like a coming of age book if I have to like just quickly try to define it off the cuff. Just someone learning about who their family is on their journey of like self acceptance. It's a really tough read at times, and it's really beautiful. and also Interview with the Vampire. That first book in the Vampire Chronicles. There's just a lot to dig into. I definitely see a reflection of the adaptation in that book, because you could pick it up and you could just always come through with a different perspective on it, basically. Um, and so the fifth prompt is, what is a book you knew you would love even before you opened it? A book you had a sixth sense about. Washington Black is a book that I buddy read with Quana from her, oh, excuse me, Her Real Reviews Reads. I was not planning on reading that book this year, and I definitely felt this year like I don't really have the time to buddy read beyond my readathon. I just feel like a bit like overwhelmed, just like, so I'm just strapped for time. But I really wanted to read that book. Once I read the synopsis, I was immediately attracted to the material. I'm interested in like stepping into parts of history I'm not aware of. And the author wrote like honestly some brutal topics in a really beautiful way, and I felt like an intimate way through the characters um, that will always stick with me. That is basically just, it all hinges on the craft of the author's writing. So I just knew from seeing the cover and reading the synopsis that I would love that book, and I really did. 6. What is a book you would recommend to the next generation of readers? Ooh, Octavia E. Butler has a trilogy called Lilith's Brood. It's one of those series that I want to go back and read again. I think I had a tough time understanding some bits of what the author was trying to say. I don't want to get too much into it, but it's more like sci-fi. But what Octavia E. Butler does so well, she talks about what's going on now and historically, but through the genre of sci-fi. She talks about um, how we as people are hurting the earth. We're really hurting the planet in all the ways that we do so. As well as talking about like all the issues that we have with social structures as well. So I definitely think that I hope that the next generation of readers continue to explore her work. I know she's well known for Kindred. That's kind of like the entry point for so many people. But I also feel like Lilith's Brood is a trilogy that has so much to dig into. Um, and I also feel like it's a book that I know when I do pick it up, there's going to be other elements of the book that I'm gonna really be able to dig into again. I don't know. Something about that first read was kind of rough for me. Okay. So with that said, finally took care of both those texts. Thank you so much, CG Rated Books and Beyond Books, for tagging me. These tags are actually like really an absolute delight. So if you're watching this, consider yourself tagged. Hop on board if I don't tag you. Thank you so much for taking the time with us. And just remember, life is chaos. So just be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and read more books. Bye.